On the front page of the Daily Independent newspaper, the stories this morning, Tinubu academic record saga, which has been an ongoing conversation since Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and the PDP have dealt an unforeseen blow. Atiku asks Obi Kwakwanso to join him in pursuit of justice, gives condition to drop fight against President Tinubu, says Fawemi inspired him to go after Tinubu's records. President forged certificate presented to INEC according to lawyer. Labour Party rejects Atiku's offer of collaboration against Tinubu. Atiku harbors deep animosity against President, says the APC.
Well, I mean, I think I'm also
it's not just politics.
Interested. It's not. Well, I mean, so they both will create narratives that favor themselves. The PDP is definitely going to create its own narrative from the Chicago State court
University
proceedings.
Saga, yeah.
The APC, of course, will create its own narrative that would favor itself, and of course, it's going to call everybody a hater. That you're trying to bring the president down. I mean, we spoke with Usta Okechukwu, the Voice of Nigeria DG, and it was pretty much the same narrative. That Atiku Abubakar is betraying his old friend, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who helped him in 2007, who, they tried to merge together and something like that, and that they should allow, things to be, to protect our democracy and all of that. So these are all narratives that they would create to favor themselves, to protect themselves. When these things broke initially, there was no, conversations that were in doubt of what seemed to be, a certificate that didn't come from the Chicago State University. But in the last 24 hours, there's been new narratives that have come up, to seemingly spin the conversation around and make it seem like the deposition was in favor of President Tinubu. So I don't expect anything different from, both sides, in all of this. Labour Party itself, which is one of the writers to that story, that says Labour Party rejects Atiku's offer for collaboration against Tinubu. They did put out a statement yesterday saying that, their presidential candidate, Peter Obi, is focused on reclaiming his mandate and, is not going to be joining in hands with anybody, which, some people criticize. But yes, they're challenging, the victory of the president in court, and that includes also certain parts of certain states in which it seems, the PDP also, may have worked against the Labour Party. So Labour Party is not going to be joining hands, with any, I don't expect, rather, that they'll be joining hands with any other political party because they are trying to get victory on the Supreme Court, because, I mean, who then gets to win if they get that victory? It's not going to be the Labour Party. It's going to be whoever's case is,
that's most likely PDP.
Exactly. So they have their own case, and so they will be focused on their case. This is not a time to be talking about mergers. You might as well get the APM and, AAC and NNPP and everybody to come now and merge, together and form one political party to fight, to, of course, push this case. But I don't think it's a time to be talking about mergers. I think it's a time to simply bring out, every single fact that is available and encourage the Supreme Court to do what it deems to be justice.
Well, we're just going to wait for Atiku Abubakar's case and see how it proceeds at the Supreme Court. Obviously, Labour Party has said that they have no interest in forging an alliance or collaboration of some sort. I watched a clip of Dati Ahmed where he said, he made reference to, he threw jabs at Atiku a while back. And he said, it's just politics. I respect him. He's an elder statesman. At the end of the day, it's politics. Politics is the game of outwitting. Who can outwit their opponent? Sometimes it's not really about bad blood or beef.
But it's not outwitting, by breaking the law. It's not outwitting your opponent by not following the rules that have been set for.
No. I totally agree with you in that. So outwitting in the sense of he's dealt a blow to them, a blow they didn't see coming. It might not necessarily be animosity. It might just be him trying to outwit them, because at the end of the day, who has a higher card to play? Who has a joker card to play? Anyway, why Nigerians can't survive on international routes by aviation experts. Nigerian Airlines, Sex scandal, DSS confirms the arrest of Unical's professor. Nigeria's active mobile subscribers hit 220 million according to NCC. Pensioners beg Tinubu to offset 33 billion naira Nigeria Airways severance package. NDIC pays 1.084 billion naira to 29,573 depositors of closed MFBs, PMBs. And we also have Katsina University, Senate summons security chiefs over kidnap of female students. At the top of the paper, Ganduje warns Rivers APC stakeholders not to overheat the polity. That's what we've been hearing the past few days. Supreme Court to decide Nnamdi Kanu's fate December 15th. That's all that we can take on the front page of
all right. And to respond to one of the stories, a sex scandal, DSS confirms arrest of Unicorn's professor. That story basically tells me the complete breakdown of Nigeria's security agencies.
How is the DSS the one in charge of arresting?
Of trust of the police, because you know these aren't cases that you should involve
the DSS. Exactly. Just like saying
same with Mesoma's case.
Yes.
You remember? DSS has no business with any of those type of cases, and it cheapens the respect that Nigerians should have for its top security agency. But
just like saying, I don't know if it's a good comparison, but saying CIA or MI6 went to go and arrest
some university
lecturer. Nah.
All right, let's move to the Punch newspapers to see what we can find. It says here, Tinubu betrayed me. I'll fight still Supreme Court verdict. He spoke yesterday also at the World Press Conference about the offer that Malame Tinubu had made to him, about a merger in 2007, I believe, and how it was mostly because the president back then, the current president, back then, made an offer to him, about merging with him to take over, of course, government, but he refused it because he didn't want to run on a Muslim ticket. And of course, the Atiku of Abubakar talking now. NUT demands more reforms, teachers to undergo internship. Also, Tinubu approves 25,000 naira monthly pay or monthly grant for vulnerable pensioners. Still on the Punch this morning, depots deserted as petrol landing cost hits 720 naira per litre. Interesting. Manufacturers experiencing toughest period in history, says MAN. And Works Ministry seeks 217 billion to repair 260 roads. I think these are the stories that we can take on the Punch newspapers this morning. Not very many of them.